So Alex, a puncher. I hear you were up till 8 last night putting the bike together.
No, well, I had help from a bike shop, just sort of taking all the faster bits off my world's bike and then bolting it on the team bike. There's a bit of a hit out before, but not a hit out. I mean, it's a national 25. It's something I always want to come back and do if it just rarely aligns. And this year it did, and the wasn't a million miles away from Essex, so it's nice to.
You haven't had a lot of time trial.
No, and that's the other thing. Just ahead of potentially riding the Olympics next year, just as many opportunities to get a number on my back as I can, really. We did. This was a sort of perfect opportunity, and it's obviously a shame with all the COVID restrictions that there's not that. Sort of the fun bit is everyone in the village hall looking at the results sheet afterwards and having a good chat and look at some bikes. There's not that so much, but I think I enjoy these events. This is where it all started for me, and it's nice to come back.
Well, as I said to your dad, I remember when we turned out to do the 10 and everything else. It's nice to see you guys here.
Yeah.
First of all, got to mention the world's top 10.
Yeah.
And I look at some of the guys behind you and some of the gaps.
It was a good field. It was a good field. It was kind of bittersweet for me. From a ride myself, it was okay. It was quite good, better than the problems that we had, or not problems. Just the sort of slightly below par ride that I had in Euros that I'd expect of myself. The slightly below par ride I felt I had at Euros. We turned it round a bit. I think I was there's 12 watts up at Worlds, which is good, and in the mix. The gap between second and myself wasn't massive. Gap between second and Ghana was a bit bigger. It's
just what it is. Racing on a 25, dual carriageway, open roads, so different to what you would have been doing at the Worlds.
Yeah.
Does that take you a little bit of getting used to?
I know, it's kind of like when we're driving the course, you're just sort of looking at it like, we're racing on this, and you can look at dual carriageway courses two ways. I think you can look at it, you can see a big truck there, and you're like, oh, you really are hoping that they're concentrating. But then on the other hand, I remember just driving around whilst the ladies were racing. Look up the road, and all the cars, all 5 cars that we could see, are in the fast lane overtaking, and you just got a line of cyclists that sort of have a whole lane to themselves effectively. And Chanel and my dad and I were chatting about it in the car, and we said, what's safer, this or barreling down a country lane at 60k an hour and hoping a tractor doesn't pull out. And Chanel then said, why don't they just close the roads? I was like, because then there'd be no time trialling. So it's quite a unique thing we have in the UK, and I think it's a good thing we have.
What next for you? Is it the Giro?
Yeah, we go on Tuesday.
Which I understand there's 3 time trials in there.
Yeah, there is. I need this.
Any of them are mountain ones, or are they?
Yeah, the middle one's a bit lumpy. Well, the first one's a bit lumpy, but it's all downhill, weirdly.
But you have won a mountain Giro stage.
Yeah, a long time ago, Larry. Things have moved on a bit since then. There's 3 TTs. I think the middle one might be perhaps a little beyond reach, but I'll do what I can.
Are you able to save something for those races, or
not in the Grand? And to be honest, my main target for the Giro is leading out, really. We're going there with basically Israel's strongest lead out squad, and with a very strong sprinter in the team. So that's going to be, and I think we showed in Tirreno that we're a very good lead out squad. So that's going to be the main target.
Well, talk us through a lead out, because it couldn't be anything more different between a time trial and a lead out with all the trains going side by side and
Oh,
70
it's
kilometres
kind
an hour.
of it's kind of similar. Like you're going as fast as you can. It just you have to concentrate a little more on what's going around you. I mean, as I've grown older, I feel like I've got better at it as well. I've got the same amount, like sort of power as I used to have at it, but I think I can stay a bit calmer. I can think about it a bit more, and certainly I watch people get very excited as we're coming up to a major section. A major corner, and I kind of keep my cool, and then inevitably more often than not into the section well placed because everyone's burnt themselves out, and then I've just moved forwards at the last minute. So yeah, it is about staying cool, staying calm, and then picking your time, and then even then trying not to spike your power too much and then fade, but making sure you deliver something sustained, and making sure it's like if you go through a gap, you got to know that there's 2-3 guys behind me that can follow me through it.
And what finally is your role in that lead out? Are you do you go long, or are you one of the
medium? So I go, I guess, anything from 3k till 750 meters out. So rarely. There's quite a few guys that can do before, and I'm not quite sprinty enough to do after. I do that sort of medium hard.
And what sort of speeds are you doing?
It depends on the finish, but 60, 70 k's an hour, something like that.
Good fun.
Yeah.
You're enjoying the pro life still? Because it's ages since I remember the days when we were at the Worlds together.
I am. It's hard. It's tougher. It's tougher than it used to be. I think there's a lot of older guys, there's a lot of ex-pros that will sit here and go, like back in my day it was harder. It's not. I think it's harder now than it's ever been. Teams are looking more towards like kids. Getting kids on the team is very fashionable. And levels just constantly going up. It's really difficult. I'm out of contract for next year. I haven't got anything sorted yet. So
Top 10 in the world from the time trial. You haven't got anything sorted. That's hard.
It is hard. And I got a baby on the way, so it's it's this year's been super stressful actually, just with the uncertainty. Watching a lot of my teammates get re-signed and not hearing anything isn't easy. But we'll, got the Giro. There's an opportunity. This has been a lot of fun. Coming here and doing this, it's just something I wanted to do. There's a bit of thinking behind it, but to be honest, I said to the coaches, I just want to go and do the National 25 because it's something I never get to do, and it's something that every year I look at it happening, I watch it pass me by, and I sort of want to be here. And I think like the result today, I had a good ride, 415 watts average, which I'm quite happy with actually. It's good. A little bit of bad luck with a puncher, and I had a drop chain on the way out, but I don't want to. I think John beat me quite convincingly, so I don't know how. It's difficult to put into seconds what that would have done, and I think regardless, we'd have had a very good fight between John, Dan, and myself. I don't know how quick anyone else has gone, but I just know obviously us three have sort of.
Well, you've been a pro for so long. With the likes of John, capable of riding at your level, World Tour?
In time trials, for sure, absolutely. I mean, John showed that at the Worlds last year as well. He put away some very good riders. He just, unfortunately, especially this year, time trialling is just becoming less significant as well.
Unless your name's Polico.
But and this is the thing. It's like the tour, you had one TT, and everyone was like, and they sent it up a mountain, and all us TT riders are like, well, come on, like this is like the time trialling is a part of pro cycling. but then it becomes the most significant stage and the most exciting as well. And thank God for the Giro, but there's no team time trials this year either, and that's another, like, that's what my bread and butter is as well, and that's where, like, the likes of John and Dan would be very good as well. But it's, you know, like, world tour level is road racing. It's first and foremost road racing, and then it's I think I'm more useful to a pro team as a lead-out man than I am a time trialist. Which is a shame as a time trialist. It is something I enjoy, and it certainly is. But I have to keep making sure I'm a good lead-out man. And Tony, it was a perfect world champs for Tony this year, and but his priorities clearly lied with the Tour de France and Jumbo Visma, and look at the job he did. Basically half the tour on the front. And again, Tony in a lead out is like mind blowing. He'll hit the front with 20k to go. Tirreno a couple of years ago, we were leading out Marcel. Tony hit the front with 20k to go. I was behind him waiting to do my turn. Tony did 19k. He pulled off, and I just pulled off straight after. I was like, oh, I'm done. Tony he's so much more than. To answer your question, Larry, it's like I could never sit here and say yes or no to John. In time trialing, yes. When it comes to road racing, you have to road race to get there. The people don't get signed off just off the back of being a good time trialist.
Find out you've got a big presence on YouTube these days. Tell us about that.
Oh yeah, it's Thighs Club. It's something we've been doing for a couple of years now, and we sort of spotted. I like playing around with cameras. Spotted a gap in the market. Chanel's as well as being a lawyer, she's a marketing sort of expert as well, and we just both something we found very easy to do and very easy to do, and it's fun to do. It is fun to do as well. Sometimes it's a bit tough, like you do a video around like European champs or like around this, and I've got to all the build up and getting excited, and I've got to be like, I didn't win it, and it is what it is, but it's part and parcel of it.
So where can they catch you on YouTube?
It's called, just either type in my name or Thighs Club or Chanel's name, and you'll find us.